Round three, ESPN mock draft. The pros doing it. This will be the last review for today, and then I'll get into round four and five maybe tomorrow. Round three for this expert league draft. Jonathan Taylor, running back, Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, JT, if he's healthy, he's productive. I really like this guy. The Colts like to run their offensive line. Quarterback is the question. Is it going to be Anthony Richardson, who his accuracy is subpar? Is it going to be Daniel Jones? He could be serviceable with the right weapons. So you got Michael Pittman. I like him, possession receiver. And then you have Josh Downs. He's an explosive weapon. A couple other receivers that can do some things. They have the rookie, a tight end, Ty Warren. He's somebody that I have my eye on for later in the draft. I'd be happy taking Ty Warren as my starting tight end in fantasy football. So yeah, JT, like him, third round, probably is still here. Third round if he still stays healthy. Second pick is Josh Allen. So we have our first quarterback drafted. I mean, if you know football, Josh Allen is super productive. He can throw the bomb. His arm's probably one of the best in the NFL in terms of how far he can chuck that thing. Running wise, he's strong. I mean, he'll run through you. And he stays healthy for the most part. I can't think of a season that he's missed. And then, wide receivers, question marks. But if he can get him the ball, they can catch couple tight ends, Dalton Kincaid, I like him, hoping he's going to break out this year. But running back wise, James Cook, Ray Davis. James Cook was a stud last year. I had him in a couple leagues, and he was my most consistent fantasy option. So yeah, Josh Allen, if you want your quarterback, I'm expecting in the four leagues I'm going to see Josh Allen going in round one and two. Uh, that's going to be my prediction. So at round three, arguably, definitely is still here. Third pick, round three, Trey McBride. So we have our second tight end going. He's in Arizona with Kyler Murray. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. So if he has a big season, that may open up more things for Trey. He didn't score a lot of touchdowns last year, so I think it's safe to assume he's going to score more. The James Conner at running back, pretty good young guy behind him. So a lot of people predicting the Cardinals are going to be humming this year. So yeah, Trey McBride, solid pick here. I think he's very similar to Brock Bowers for me. You want to go tight end early, you're probably going to have to snatch him up in round two or three if you want one of these upper tier or top tier tight ends. Fourth pick is DJ Moore, a Chicago Bear wide receiver. Bears are kind of exciting. They got Ben Johnson, the OC from the Detroit Lions. He's the head coach now. The things he did with the Lions was pretty remarkable. All the creativity, and he's got a ton of weapons here in Chicago. DJ Moore being one of them. The other receiver, Roma Dunze. Two good tight ends, Cole Kmet, and then the rookie Loveland. I'm expecting Loveland to be pretty good as well. He's somebody I also have on my list to draft later in the later rounds. And then you got Swift at running back, who drop him a screen pass. He's quick. He's shifty. He can get some good yards. So, and they really beefed up their offensive line with Caleb Williams not running for his life. At least that's what I expect. Taking less sacks. DJ Moore should have a good year. I like DJ Moore. I think he's consistent. He's just, when I look at the round two receivers, Drake London, Brian Thomas Jr., Collins, Neighbors, DJ's just not flashy like those guys. So would I love him as my number one receiver? No, I don't think so. Definitely a number two. But who knows? With Ben Johnson being there, DJ may have a career season there in Chicago. So yeah, DJ Moore, fourth pick, round three. With the fifth pick, and my biggest question marks here, Xavier Worthy, Kansas City Chiefs. So with him getting picked this early in round three, they're expecting Worthy and Mahomes to have just great chemistry this year. Kansas City offense is not what it was in those first couple Super Bowls where Patrick's thrown all over the place. The passing game has not been as explosive, and I'm not taking anything away from Patrick. Maybe they just have altered that offense where they're running the ball a lot more, shorter passes. So if the offense rebounds to just be explosive, do some more, trying to be the, wannabe greatest show on turf, even though I don't play on turf. You know what I'm talking about, that Rams team. Worthy could be fantastic, but when I saw this is my shock of this round. And so, yeah, a lot of question marks for me. I want to go back and do some review of Xavier Worthy a little more, but yeah, this is pretty early for me. Number six pick. So you have Phil Yates again. So Yates already drafted Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and here he's taking his third running back, James Cook, Buffalo Bill running back. Talked about Buffalo offense earlier with Josh Allen. I love James Cook. He just got paid. He was unhappy with his contract, but he's got paid, guaranteed $30 million. To me, that shows you the Buffalo organization sees the value in James, has faith that he's going to continue to be productive. I really dig James Cook. Yeah, for me, I might push him into the second round or definitely top of the third round. I'm drafting him over Worthy. I'm drafting him over DJ Moore. I'm going to draft him over Trey McBride because I usually don't take a tight end this early. Yeah, James Stud. Number seven pick of the third round is Kyron Williams, so running back with the Los Angeles Rams. Another guy that I had last year in my league, and he was one of. So between Cook and Williams, I don't think I had them on the same squad. Those two guys were the most consistent players I had. So Kyron just seems like a touchdown monster. Stafford can be whipping that ball around to Puka or to Cooper Kupp last year, and once they got in there, give it to Kyron Williams, and he's punching it in. So you want a guy who's going to get you upper teen touchdown wise. That'd be cool if he was pushing 20 this year. I really like Kyron Williams. He's the clear cut number one back with the Rams. And so I don't have any worries that the guy they drafted and then Blake Corum are gonna push for his job. Again, the question mark is Stafford, but they might run even more if Stafford's not back there. You have Jimmy Garoppolo melting the helm. He's probably the best backup quarterback in the NFL. So they won't be a disaster. But yeah, Kyron Williams, I really like him. He's like Cook, I'm going to push him up. There's some guys here that I do like Williams better than them, have more faith in him. All right, eighth pick. Jaden Daniels, quarterback, Washington Commanders. This is our second quarterback of the draft, second quarterback of this round. I had Jaden Daniels last year. I had him and Joe Burrow on the same team. And the start of the season, I was flip flopping Burrow and Daniels, and I kept picking the wrong guy. So I lost 2 or 3 games because I had the wrong quarterback in there. I eventually settled on Burrow once Burrow clicked in and was going off with that Bengals offense. But Jaden was amazing. He really was amazing. If I could go back, I should have looked at trading Jaden Daniels at the trade deadline just to beef up my wide receiver room. But yeah, I would love to have him. If you want Jaden Daniels, you're gonna have to pick him in one of these top 3 rounds. I'm expecting him to go quick. He can do it with his legs. He's very similar to Lamar Jackson with me. He can do it with his arm, do it with his legs. He makes smart decisions. That Washington Commander room has gotten better. They added Deebo Samuel, so if Deebo stays healthy, that's just another weapon that he has. Hopefully Terry McLaurin's going to end his holdout, or the Commanders are going to pay him, but Jaden's definitely going to need Terry there on the field. So that'd be the one thing to monitor, but I think Jaden will produce regardless because he's got so many weapons and he can run, so the defenses have to really have a quarterback spy on or some scheme where they can't let Jaden run all over the field. So yeah, good pick, third round. I would not be surprised if he's gone in most of my leagues by the second round. Ninth pick, Alvin Kamara, New Orleans Saints. Yeah, this guy defies father time. I think the last 2 seasons I thought he's not gonna produce. There's so much wear and tear from being the runner, being the receiver. But yeah, he's just amazing guy. I mean, Mr. Saints at this point. The problem is the Saints offense is a nightmare. Who's quarterback in that team? Is it Shook? Is it Spencer Rattler? Um, yeah, I don't know. There's a heavy load on Alvin's shoulders for this season. They have some weapons in Chris Olave, but he hasn't reached that Drake London status. I compare those two because those guys came out of that draft year together. You have Rashid Shaheed if he's healthy, explosive, get him the ball, take it touchdown. So I don't know. I'm expecting the Saints to not win very many games. They might have 3 or 4 wins this year, and so that's my biggest question mark for the Alvin Kamara. Well, it's two. It's his age, but also, are they just going to stack the box on this guy, double this guy if he's lined up, in the slot or something like that. So, yeah, Alvin. Most likely, I won't be drafting him unless I get him in round 5 or something like that. And then last pick, closing out round 3, Lamar Jackson. What can you say? Between Josh Allen, Lamar, and Jaden Williams, I'd probably take Lamar over Jaden Daniels. Sorry, I said Jaden Williams. Lamar over Jaden Daniels at this point, just because Lamar's done it more consistently. And then with Jaden, I was really high on CJ Stroud last year, and there was a big drop off there. So I have it in the back of my mind, just the difference. One of the differences with Jaden is, he's really fast and can run. But I would take Lamar over Jaden at this point. Tons of weapons. Lamar's amazing. That's, again, when you watch him, it's like you're playing a video game. He makes people miss, he fakes them out. He's got a good arm. He makes good decisions with that ball. So yeah, Lamar Jackson, great pick here. So that will close out round 3 of the CSPN mock draft. All right, y'all. I'll do a couple more rounds at a later time. Take care.